Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We begin a new Sabad in Asa Mahalla Tija, Shantakar Tija, composition of the third Nanak, and we'll recite the first stanza and reflect on it together. The recitation. Asa Mahalla Tija, Chant Kar Tija, Sajan mere Pritamahu, तुम सह की भगत करे हो, गुर सेवहो सदा आपना, नाम पदार्थ ले हो। भक्त करो तुम सह केरी, जो सह प्यारे पाव, अपना पाना तुम करो, तब फिर सहो खुशी न आवै। भगत पाव एह मार्ग बिखड़ा, गुरद्वारे को पावे। कहे नानक जिस करे कृपा, सो हर भगति चित्त लावे। An appeal to the Sajan, the beloved. The Sajan is used for the self, the Har, for the Satguru. So here is an appeal that says, my beloved, Sajan mere Pritamahu, my beloved husband, tum sah ki bhagat kare ho. With what devotion can I possibly offer without your support? Here, sah is support. It also means husband. Then the response in the next line is Gur Sevho Sada Apana. So you get the idea that Sajana Mere Pritamo is an appeal to the Satgur, which is the Har. Gur Sevho Sada Apana. Remain constant in service to the Gur. This is spiritual knowledge that comes to us via Gurbani. Remain constant in service, meaning remain devoted. Plunge yourself into it. Naam padarth leho, that's the outcome. Self-knowledge. So remain constant in service to the Gur and find self-knowledge. Bhagata karo tum sahe keri. Engage in that devotion. Jo sah pyari pa pyare pav, which pleases the self, which has feeling for the self, for the universal self. Because apana pana tum karo. If you follow your own whims and fancies, phir sah khushi na aave, that does not please the self. In other words, you will not accomplish what you have set out to do. You have to put aside the conditioned ego. Bhagat pav eho marg bikhada. Bhagat pav, the feeling of devotion, of bhakti. Ehe marg, this path, bikhada, it is difficult, it is risky. Gurdware ko pave. The Gur, again, the door, the Gur is the door, is the passage that will lead you to this path, that will take you along this path. Kahe Nanak jis kare kirpa, says Nanak, jis kare kirpa. They who are so graced, so har bhagati chit lave, they apply their minds to this devotion. So the sense we get from the first stanza is that the Gur spiritual knowledge is the doorway to something that the Guru calls Nam Padarth, Gurbani calls Nam Padarth, self-realization, self-knowledge. The literal meaning of Padarth, Padarth, means categorization of what is knowable and nameable. In other words, objectifying knowledge in the proper way, because one can be misled. So in Sikhi, Padarth is used to signify a milestone. Also, Nam Padarth, an attainment on the path of spiritual evolution. It implies grasping the inner substance of the self by virtue of Gur wisdom. Because Gur wisdom is also referred to as a Mukta Padarth, Gyan Padarth. So that's the substance. It's a matter of essence. And this is the path of bhakti, which is difficult. Bhagatapav e marg bikhada. Difficult, risky. The word bhakti, from the verbal root paj, Sanskrit verbal root, indicates sharing or giving of something. And over time, it has acquired the connotation of emotional involvement with a deity or a thing. But in Sikhi, bhakti incorporates an inner life of love and a fully engaged outer life of a householder, combining rationality with compassion and devotion. Now, this is a departure from Orthodox Hinduism, where bhakti always sought the validation of Vedas, where it tended to be scriptural. But in Sikh bhakti, it is not aimed at any particular deity, nor does it seek Vedic validation. It is ultimately self-reflection and wisdom. And that is why Sikhi uses pronouns like it or that to indicate the universal self, so that you don't tie it to a particular deity or an avatar, be it Krishna, Vishnu, what have you, which is why it is always referred to as the ik or o, ape. So to know and love this self is to know the essential unity of existence, because this self is inherent everywhere in existence. This realization, Nam, is intoxicating, Kumari, and peace-giving, balance-giving, called Sahaj. So bhakti is the way that the Gur will take you along to attain a proper understanding of the self that is present within. A new perspective on life. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.